trees and roses too. They reproduce different than you. Spores and Camino-flies make gametes to produce
Non-vascular plants have no vascular tissue, so the plants cannot retain water or deliver it to other parts of the plant body, as where vascular plants possess a well-developed system of conducting tissue to transport water, mineral salts, and sugars.
Plants are divided into three groups: non-vascular, vascular with seeds, and vascular without seeds. The phylums of non-vascular are Bryophyta, for example mosses, Hepatophyta, liverworts, and Anthocephalorophyta, hornworts. For vascular without seeds, the phylums are Pteridophyta, for example ferns, Sphenophyta, which is horsetails, Lycophyta, club mosses, and Xylophyta, which are whisk ferns also. So for the vascular with seeds, there are gymnosperms and angiosperms. Those are the subgroups. And for gymnosperms, the phylums are Coniferophyta, which are conifers, Cycadophyta, which are cycads, Ginkgophyta, which are ginkgos, and Gnetophyta, for example, gnetophytes. For the angiosperms, which are flowering plants, the phylum is Anthophyta, which are flowering plants.
This is how non-vascular plants reproduce. All plants need to reproduce in order to expand their species, but non-vascular plants do not produce flowers or seeds. Non-vascular plants can reproduce sexually and asexually, though asexual reproduction is not a very common method. During asexual reproduction, plant material gets regenerated when any part of the plant, such as leaves, fall to the ground. This results in growth of secondary plant. During sexual reproduction, the archegonia present on the female gametophyte on the top of leaves of mosses produce egg cells. The sperm cells are produced by antheridia, present on the male gametophyte. The sperm cells require water, such as a dew or a drop of rain, to reach the archegonium, where they fertilize the egg cells. The resulting zygote develops into a sporophyte is inside the archegonium. Gradually, it takes the shape of a slender stalk with a spore capsule on its tip. In this capsule, haploid spores are produced by the process of meiosis. This capsule opens up to free up the spores. The spores get buried in the soil and produce gametophytes.
Seedless vascular plants are plants that contain vascular tissues but do not produce flowers or seeds. In vascular plants, such as ferns and horsetails, the plants reproduce using haploids, which are unicellular spores, instead of seeds.
Vascular plants with seeds reproduce a different way. Gymnosperms are the non-flowering seed plants such as cedar, pine, redwood, hemlock, and firs. Gymnosperms are woody plants that bear naked seeds. They are called naked because their seeds develop exposed on the upper surfaces of cone scales, such as in pine cones. A pollen grain is carried by the wind currents to the appropriate egg, where the growth of the pollen tubes through this tissue brings the sperm to the egg. Gymnosperms are usually of large size with much secondary growth. The leaves are actually evergreen, needless, or scales. Angiosperms have flowers and bear seeds enclosed in a protective covering called the fruit. Angiosperms are the dominant types of plants today. Angiosperms are further divided into monocots and dicots. Monocots have one seed leaf. Dicots have two seed leaves. There are at least 250,000 species of angiosperms ranging from small flowers to enormous wood trees. Pollination is accomplished by wind, insects, and other animals. The male part is the pollen grain and the female part is the ovary. The ovary goes through meiosis to produce an egg, which is then fertilized by the sperm, carried by the pollen. The sperm of the male part travels down the pollen tube in the style. Two sperm enter the micropyle of the ovary. After the process of mitosis, it turns into a seed with an embryo. The seed may be inside a fruit.